I'm live. Greetings, blessings. Welcome to JsGrassFed Podcast. It's 9 a.m., December 8th, 2023. I don't have a graph today. I just want to run over the temperatures, what the weather's been like, what's going on, what's the future of this podcast, and what's the future of JsGrassFedGarden look like. So, a week ago today, it was today's December 8th. A week ago today, low was 35, high was 55, gray day. Saturday the 2nd, I got 45, but there was probably a lower low. High was 45, another gray day. Sunday the 3rd, 45 was low, and it didn't go higher that day. It actually went down to 44, and we got our second rain of the month and our first sleet. We got our first rain on the 1st. On the 4th, Monday, it was 45, and we got our third rain, another gray day. Tuesday, it was 34 and 36, and we also got our first snow. I think there was a lower low that day as well. Wednesday, the 6th, it was 33 and 34, and we got our second snow. Thursday, 25 and 34, and we got our third snow. And today, it is 36. I think there was a lower low, and it doesn't seem it's probably going to get up to like 40 or something, 40, 42. So a pretty mild, excuse the crazy hair, but a pretty mild start to the beginning of December, late fall, early winter, 55 on the first day of December. And but it's been pretty gray, which it is this time of year, very low levels of sunlight, and pretty much, yeah, I have gray day for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 7th, and then there was some weather going on all the other days. So pretty much very lack of sunlight, but we'll see all the woolly bears, which is like this caterpillar. In the old folklore could tell you whether it was going to be a mild winter or a harsh winter. And the more light brown shows for mild, and the more dark black shows for harsh. And the woolly bears have been reading this year, but the past previous years too. It starts off really harsh, like in December, and then January, February, March are kind of mild, like beginning of March, and then end of March into April is harsh. So harsh, mild, harsh. Harsh beginning, mild winter, and harsh beginning to spring, which I have explained that happens every single year. It stays warmer and warmer into the fall and colder into the spring. The seasons completely reversing. Maybe not completely, but we didn't get our first frost until, like, our first hard frost, it wasn't until like Halloween or the night before Halloween. So that's basically a month past our estimated frost date. And that's not going to be the same every year. We could still get a snowstorm at the end of September or the middle of October, or really hard freeze or hard frost early October, end of September. We're supposed to get our first frost around September 27th, 17th, and we didn't get it until October 30th. So, with that being said, you can almost plan ahead for that for next year. Like I said, it's not going to be the same, but you can take your growing season where I live in southern Vermont, northern climate, up to Thanksgiving with proper planting schedules starting around the summer solstice every week. You can have staggered harvests all the way up into Thanksgiving, no problem. And with all the plants that have established root systems, you can be harvesting through those through the winter. And then once spring comes, mid-February, late February, mid-March, all those established root systems, Swiss chards, kales, spinaches, lettuces, those will start to put on regrowth, and then in which you can save seed from those. I have that all I'm doing that right now, actually, in a high tunnel, and I have videos documenting that, so maybe I'll try to leave some links here for that, but feel free to try to go check those out. If I don't, leave those links here. So we covered the weather, we covered the warm start, or the harsh start, to the mild winter, to the harsh ending. So it's not technically winter yet, so I am expecting it to get colder soon, but we're supposed to have a 56 spike up Sunday with more rain. So after that, it'll probably dip back down into the 30s and 20s, then it may spike up again. Pretty much all winter, it'll just be I know you like my sound effects, but yeah, you just gotta take it day by day. And something of value is that I'm now able to go back and see what records I have from the previous 2 years, and can kind of compare and contrast and see, well, this was happening a year or two ago, kind of give you a little insight for what maybe the rest of the month might hold. Or it's just going to be completely different and a completely new amount of records to be documented. So yeah, the future of this podcast, I just have a lot of work and I have a lot of responsibilities right now that entail getting this farm ready for the 2024 growing season. So with, the new books, old books that I'm revisiting, that I'm trying to read, I got like 3 books here, and between making new YouTube videos and making Instagram posts and studying my own notes and still going up to the farm and doing my work up there, there just doesn't seem that there's enough time, energy, or bandwidth for me to do a weekly weather update podcast like I would like to, although I do still keep recording my notes no matter what, and it can get a little repetitive for people. I could see how it's just kind of the same thing every week, but that's kind of the whole point of it, it's not the same, it's the same concept but different results, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'll continue to take my notes, and then I'll probably only check in like once a month through the winter time, or whenever I see of value, I'll check in with a podcast, and we'll go over some weather, talk about what's going on in the current time. just like I did right here, right now. Yeah, and it'll be only one per month. So I did one for October, one for November, here's the one for December, and then January, February, March, April can do one. So January, February, March, April, 4 more podcasts for the winter season. Feel free to tune in if you feel called to. And if nobody does, it's okay, because it's still a good reference point for myself. And yeah, low light levels of sun, but I'm stocked up on all my good nutrition, all my vitamin C, and I got a whole bunch of good other medicines and medicinals to keep me healthy through the wintertime. So bring on those low light levels, because after December 21st, it's already getting light every day, like a minute. I know there's like one like little week, like basically from the 21st to the 30th, or like to the first week of January, we're just like stuck at 9 hours of daylight. But then after the first week of January, you do start to see a slight increase, and by the beginning of February, we're at 10 hours of daylight, which triggers regrowth on established root system plants. So it's really not that far away, and it's all going to be here before I know it. So that's why I need the time to take on more knowledge and go through all of my notes and still go through all my notes and still have time for my dog, my life, chores, cleaning the house, still taking these records. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. The future of the farm for 2024 is going to be the biggest year yet. I've slowly grew myself year after year, starting in 2021, and I started with a 12 by 12, then it went to like a 20 by 20, then it went to like a 40 by 40, and now I'm at 1/8 of an acre. And that feels really good to say. It feels really good to work with. And my goal is to crank out more food than I have ever. That's been my goal, and that will continue to be my goal each year, is to grow more food than I had the previous year, for not only my community, but for myself and my family. And you get to come along for the journey. And we get to learn together, bounce ideas off each other. And it's easy to feel like you're alone on the farm sometimes, because you are in the physical, but that's where these virtual communities can come in play and come in handy, because we can bounce ideas off each other and kind of explain what was going on the farm that day, and maybe you wanted to bounce ideas off of someone but didn't have anyone there. Well, this could kind of be like a space for that. One of my goals also of the YouTube channel is just to anyone who was where I was 3 years ago, if they could know all the things that I know now, that would put them that much further into the future of knowing. But at the same time, learning information and watching videos is one thing, but actually doing the work and being in the field to receive real-time response and results and observation is more priceless than anything. So we'll leave it on that. One love, wholeness, kind of a mild-ish start to the beginning of December, but nothing substantial. I'll continue to observe the records and record them, and I'll continue to bring new, interesting videography to the channel. And I hope that could be of value to you. So again, one love, wholeness, have a blessed day, and we will see you in January for the January J's Grass Fed podcast episode. Peace. Have a great day.